Today I'm harvesting the jewels of summer. Cherry tomatoes, so sweet they barely make it to the kitchen. But when they do, they become the heart of a pasta dish I've made countless times. It's fresh, it's simple, and I'm sharing it with you today. Let's get going. All right, I'm harvesting cherry tomatoes today, and we're going to start right here. Harvesting tomatoes is super simple. Obviously, visually, you can see when they're ripe or when they're not. I usually wait. I don't. I don't leave them on the vine until they're fully ripe. Mainly to, not encourage any pests or birds or whatnot to come and steal them from me. So as soon as they get to this stage, which is pretty much ripe, they'll probably ripen a little bit longer on the shelf. But for me, this is okay. Oh, I see another one over there. So I wait just until they've got full color all around. Like for this one, this isn't a one that I wouldn't harvest right away. Harvest. I'd leave it ripen a little bit longer on the vine. But when we're looking at, this has got color all around, and it'll continue to ripen in the house. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go and harvest a bunch more. We have Bob the bumblebee joining us again today. I don't know if you saw him in the camera. Anyway, I'll finish harvesting the rest. I've already harvested some over the past couple of days that are already in the house, and they're going to make the basis of our pasta dish, which is kind of like a version of a caprese, but with a little bit of a tweak to it that I'll share with you once I hop into the kitchen. I'll see you in a bit. Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are making a dish that I have made, I don't know, dozens, hundreds of times over the years. And I start making it, we eat it all year, but it's best when we've got the fresh garlic from the garden, basil from the garden, and as soon as the cherry tomatoes start coming in. And it just tastes better when most of the ingredients are fresh and homegrown. Anybody who knows, if you've ever grown and eaten homegrown tomatoes, you know what I'm talking about. Store-bought just isn't the same. We'll eat it throughout the year and we'll buy the occasional, little cherry tomato container from the store. But every time we eat them, we're like, oh, can't wait for summer next year to get our own tomatoes because they're just better. Okay, so what we're making today, it's a pasta dish, and it's kind of like a twist on a caprese salad, but you making it as a sauce. It's a raw sauce. There's no cooking involved other than boiling the pasta. And it's cherry tomato, basil, garlic. I use buffalo mozzarella if I can find it. It's creamier, it's softer, and the difference is buffalo mozzarella is made with water buffalo milk. Fresh mozzarella, it's a little bit harder. You've seen them, they sell them in balls. Bocconcini, it's the same thing, just made in little balls. It's made from cow's milk. So the texture is a little bit different. The flavor is a little bit different. But what I like about buffalo mozzarella, it's creamier and it's softer. It seems like it's just milkier. And when I slice into it, you'll see what I mean. So, but if I can't find buffalo mozzarella, I've bought bocconcini, works fine. Fresh mozzarella, sliced up, cut up, works fine. But if you want a real treat, buffalo mozzarella is the ticket. So I'm going to get the water going. So while we're waiting for that, we're going to make our sauce. It's a raw sauce. It's like more of a topping really than anything else. So I usually start with the garlic. Let me get this out of there. Oh, obviously salt and pepper, olive oil. And because the sauce is not the star, or it kind of is the star, I try to use a really good olive oil and balsamic vinegar. This is not traditional to a caprese salad, but I like to add it. It just adds a little bit of oomph. If you've got the good stuff, I do, but I don't have enough, I think. I might do it as the drizzle at the end, but we'll see. We'll see what I've got. And that's pretty much it. And I make the sauce ahead, boil the pasta, and then toss everything together, and it's super easy. So I'm going to start with the garlic. This is the first dish that I'm making with the first garlic that we harvested. I cured it. I harvested it a couple weeks ago now, and I cured it. I trimmed it yesterday, cutting the the roots and the stalks, and I take off about one layer of the skin. I'm struggling with my garlic today. I have my trusty bowl. Hold on, bear with me here. And it's just more, it's so pungent. I could smell it already. And it's raw garlic. So keep that in mind. If you are a fan, great. If you're not a fan, either use less. I mean, you can omit it if you want. The basil and the tomato and the cheese will still be tasty. But we like garlic in this house. We put it in almost everything, which is why I grow so much of it. Okay, so garlic goes in the bowl. And I don't have exact measurements for this, you guys. It's one of those recipes, you measure it with your heart. Okay, next thing is cherry tomatoes. I would say maybe a cup and a half, maybe. It's probably about the size of one of those little pints that you buy at the store, maybe a little bit more, but use what you've got. And I cut them in half and I dump them in the bowl. And I like to cut them where it attaches to the stem, just so that people won't have like a piece of tomato with a dot or like that little stem in it. Not that it matters. I mean, you're cooking for your family. It's going to taste so good. Nobody's going to argue. Nobody's going to tell you, ask question about stem holes on your tomatoes. It's all good. And it's funny because usually the basil is available first, then the garlic, and then we wait for the tomatoes. And my tomatoes are not doing great this year, my plants. But you know what? They are producing. Oh, there's a piece of garlic I missed. And we usually have this dish multiple times throughout the summer, like a couple times a week at least, as long as, the tomatoes are producing. Let me just take a peek. Are we boiling? We're boiling. Okay. And in terms of pasta, I love rigatoni. That's probably my favorite noodle. And I like it in this. You can use any noodle that you like. I probably wouldn't do like a spaghetti or a fettuccine or something like that. I'd probably do like a shortcut of pasta, like penne or something like that. So I'm just going to pop this in, give it a stir. And then I'm just going to turn it down to 8. Leave this over here. Oh, I missed a couple. There you go. And carry on. And usually by the time the water's boiling and the noodles are ready, my sauce is ready, and this whole thing can be done in like however long it takes your noodles to cook. It's really quick. And there's no cooking other than the pasta boiling, which makes it really nice for a quick summer meal. And I went to a restaurant once. I want to say, like, this must have been 20 some odd years ago, and liked the dish that I ordered. And it wasn't quite exactly this, like it had zucchini, but it had the tomato flavor profile, I guess you can say. I said, you know what, I can make this at home. And then I started making it with just tomato, basil, garlic, and the cheese. And we fell in love with it. And I make it regularly. Like when we have friends coming over, they request this dish. It's quite popular. All right, this is done. Next thing is I add in olive oil, and I just like to let them, I don't know, quarter cup, roughly, and let it simmer in there, just not stew, and just a little bit of balsamic. And like this is essentially the sauce. And salt and pepper. And we're gonna reuse this again later. Salt, maybe half a teaspoon. That's to your liking, right? I don't use a lot of salt in my food. I probably use more pepper than salt. Okay, and then where is my spoon? Just give it a stir. Stir the noodles so they don't stick. And then I stir this up just to get everything coated and the garlic mushed around. So you've got kind of like it looks like a tomato salad, really. And I just let that sit there. and marinate away. And then this I've already washed. This is basil I just snipped right before I'm coming back into the house. And I like some of them, like some of the smaller leaves, I'll just add them indirectly because it adds a nice little touch of seeing little actual leaves in there. And the rest, I just stack the leaves, make a little roll. It's just for easier cutting, really. And then just cut it into strips. And then I just do one lengthwise. And then just toss it in. And I mean, you can buy store-bought ingredients for all of this. It's going to be tasty. The biggest difference are the tomatoes. The basil, like store-bought basil, store-bought garlic. That's, it's still going to be good. Obviously the cheese is store-bought, but the tomatoes are what take it up to that next level, just because homegrown tomatoes are just magic. If you know, you know. Okay, so this is basically the sauce. That's ready to go. Now we're just going to wait for the pasta, and then we're going to assemble. Oops. Easy peasy. So this I'm going to need because I'm going to slice the cheese in a second. Let's see how the pasta's doing. That needs a bit of time still, which is all good. So in the meantime, we are going to slice the mozzarella. Okay, let's get this open. And this recipe, for us, it makes 2 portions. And let me just drain this so I don't make a mess everywhere. All right, so this is what it looks like. It looks a lot like fresh mozzarella, but as soon as I'll get this out of the way, as soon as I cut into it, like you can see, you'll see, it's just milkier. Like it's just a softer, creamier type of mozzarella. Both are good. If you can't find, I have trouble finding this sometimes. Like I have to go hunting it down. It's not easily accessible where I live. But if it is for you, get it because it's really good in this dish. All right, so I just make like little slices, and then once everything is ready, I'll just wash my hands real quick. We'll check on the pasta. Should be almost ready. And then we'll assemble everything. That is not quite ready. All right, so I am going to pause here, and I'll be back once the pasta is ready, and then we'll assemble everything. All right, pasta is just about ready. And we're going to strain it. I've got our 2 bowls out here. I'm going to turn this off, get my strainer thingamajig, strain it quickly. Oof. Just barely made it. Whoops. Drop the noodle. Whoop, just dropped another one. All right. I'll try to be careful while I do this. Oh, dropped another one. Okay. My 2 runaway noodles. Okay. I'm just going to scoot this over and we assemble. So to do that, we've got our 2 pasta dishes. It's probably a large portion, but I didn't want to leave like 10 noodles in the remaining container. It's all good. And then we just spoon the sauce over it. Give it a toss once again. And just spoon it over. If you have more tomatoes, by all means. I kind of go with what I've got on hand. And I like growing cherry tomatoes of various colors because it just looks so good on the plate. I've done, this year I always grow sun sugar, sweet 100. My yellow tomato this year is Esterina. It's only the second year that I've been growing it, and it's good. Sun sugar is probably my favorite tomato of all time. It's got so much flavor. And once in a while, I'll do the midnight snack, which is like a it's dark purple, but it looks almost black. It's red inside of the tomato, but the outside looks really good. And then this has ever happened to you when you're using ingredients you grow from your own garden, you get like every little speck out of the bowl so it doesn't go to waste. Right, I'm going to put this here and then I'll take everything else, like the little basil I want to keep because it's from my garden. All right. And then, let's rinse that real quick. Then we're going to add the cheese. And I just plop it right on top. Whoops. Okay, that didn't go very smoothly, but like this. And then let me just grab this. Like I don't mix it up. I just leave it on top. This is now done. And then we drizzle. So I start with olive oil. And that's why it's use a good one because this is part of the sauce. And the flavor is just amazing. Okay. So that's the base of the sauce. I drizzle. Oh, you know what? Let me use the good one. So when I say the good one, it's just an aged balsamic versus the regular one, I guess you can call it. And it's just a drizzle. Like it's not vinegary at all. It's just to give it a little bit of zing and color. And it tastes really good. And pepper. And that is it. That's it. It's so simple. And the tomatoes. The tomatoes are the star in this dish. And we eat this at least once a week. At least once a week when the tomatoes are starting to come in, which they've started last week. And it's fantastic. And it's as simple as that. It's like straight from the garden to the plate. And we make it all the time. We eat this fairly regularly. The cheese might differ depending on what I'm able to find. In terms of, bocconcini, fresh mozzarella, or buffalo mozzarella, which is the best. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you give it a try, or I hope it inspires you to do something yummy in your kitchen. And it's as simple as that. And I am going to taste it. My husband's patiently waiting for lunch. He loves this dish. So let me just give it a try. Like I can make this dish blindfolded. I've made it so many times. It's so good, you guys. Oh, this is the first dish that I'm making with our tomatoes this year. So good. Anyway, I hope you give it a try. This is my recipe that I created. So I'll post a link to the recipe on my blog. And I'd love to hear if you give it a try, if you make a variation of it. I'd love to hear all about it. That's it for today, guys. Happy gardening, everybody.